Want to talk to you about string bending. String bending is a suave and sexy and saucy way of playing lead guitar, whether you're doing a whole solo or you're just throwing little tasty bits into the song. I was reminded by my friend Tony, who way back when I was starting out, he was a brilliant Irish musician, and I used to get up and jam with his band, play a couple of rock and roll songs, get the dance floor bouncing, literally bouncing up and down, do a couple of Elvis songs, a couple of Beatle rock and roll songs. And one night Tony said to me, he asked me, how do you bend the strings like that? At the time I was not all that impressed with my talent or skills, and I was both flattered and confused by Tony's question. But I was thinking about it and I wanted to kind of share it with you. So let me start with a song that you probably know, which is a great example of string bending. And the literal version without bending strings of that is... You can see it sounds, compared to the George version, kind of pedestrian. So that bend adds that sultry kind of suave component. The cool thing there is that George isn't just bending the string up like a Chuck Berry move. Here's a Chuck Berry move. What George is doing, he bends it up and down a little bit, kind of really bends that note, moves it around. His counterpart and best friend, a guy named Eric Clapton, you may have heard of him, wrote a song about the same person. Her name was Patty, and that's a whole other video blog, well, maybe 17 video blogs. He had a song, which I'll start out with the literal translation, which is... I think you know that one. But Eric was a string bender, supreme, slow hand. He was known for his amazing pattern of how he could bend strings and really manipulate the string to get a soulful sound out of it. But here's what Eric does for real in that song. So that's two pretty good examples of string bending. And then there's Chuck Berry. Chuck, while he didn't invent string bending, it probably comes out of the old blues tradition of the black blues musicians on the Delta. Chuck certainly brought string bending into the modern pantheon of rock and roll. Something like this. But Chuck was slick because Chuck would mix it up. He would do the bend. But he would also slide the string. There's something sexy about that too, which I think only Chuck could really master. So there you have it, string bending. If you're on Facebook, please follow us, the Trevor Anthony Band. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe down below. Best of all, join the bandwagon, sign up for our email newsletter, and we'll send you cool tidbits like this that will either annoy you or thrill you. Trevor Anthony.